Kentucky Wildcats March Madness run has come to an end. The Cats fell to the Tennessee Volunteers tonight in the Sweet 16.
It was a tough night for the Cats, who only led for less than a minute in the game. We toss it now to our sports team for coverage of that Cat struggle this evening.
Hey, good evening, Marvin and Andrea. I'm Michael Epps here, joined by Colby Wilson here in studio. We were checking out the game. I know you were also at Rupp Arena for the Sweet 16, so we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. But a tough one for the Cats. Such a fantastic first season for Mark Pope. You just hate to see it end this way. Kind of leaves a bitter taste going into the offseason.
Absolutely. I mean, you always talk about beating a team twice is hard, so to go in a third time, but to beat a team for the third time, there are things you're just going to have to do, and I don't think the Cats really did that in this game.
Yep, and we talked about it earlier with Andrea. Yes, Alabama beat Kentucky 3 times, so it can be done, but it could not be done for this Kentucky team. And you could tell right away, Colby, that the Cats did not have it, both shooting the basketball, but also rebounding that gosh darn basketball. A ton of offensive rebounds allowed. Tennessee getting some second chances, really not defending at the rim, and you could tell Tennessee was kind of getting whatever they wanted.
Absolutely, and we talk about three-pointers. I know in the previous 2 games, the Cats had at least scored 12 three-pointers. Well, in this game, they only scored 6, going 6 of 15, so it's just certain things you got to do to win it, and they just couldn't grind it out tonight.
Out-rebounded by maybe 10. I got to check that final number, but it was by 10 late in that ball game. Tough one for the Cats, and of course an emotional locker room after the game. Here are a couple of the Wildcats players with some emotions as they process this tough loss.
It was really emotional. You know, the last time we had to play together, so it kind of sucks, but you know, I'm just grateful for every moment I got to spend with these guys.
Unique experience that we got to experience was everybody here was new, and so nobody else knew what to expect except for us. I think that's what brought us all together.
That final score for you, 78-65. The Cats getting some narrow victories in both of those matchups in the regular season. Tennessee leading by double digits for a lot of this ball game and controlling the rest of the way, Colby. So obviously a tough way for the season end, but again, Mark Pope's first season, a lot of excitement. He already picked up a transfer in the transfer portal this morning, so the roster could look great next season, but they're going to have a lot of work in front of them. But for now, I think it's time to just appreciate what Mark Pope has done here, bringing this team to the Sweet 16.
Absolutely, and even think about the fans. I mean, he just created a new energy, I feel like, here in Lexington. I was here for that last time with Cal, and then got a little bit of a glimpse of how it is here with Pope. So he really just revamped what Kentucky basketball is, which is always a plus. Yeah,
and Kentucky fans are not as sad as maybe they would have been after watching John Calipari lose last night to Arkansas. So at least Cal didn't go farther than Kentucky.
Very true.
They lost in a crazy second half collapse there against Texas Tech. So very interesting to see the rest of this tournament shaping up. It's been a lot of chalk, huh?
Absolutely. Who do you got? Who do you think? Well, Michigan State. I know you're a Michigan State fan, but can we not be so biased? Pick someone else.
I think Michigan State and Auburn is in action right now, which is an intriguing matchup. Texas Tech and Florida tomorrow should probably be a good Florida win. Duke and Auburn, or Duke and Alabama, I'm sorry, over there on your side of the bracket. That's a very interesting matchup.
Absolutely. I mean, Cooper Flagg, come on, he's just been dominant, so we'll see about that. But I think I'm going with Florida at this point.
Tennessee will take on the winner of Houston and Purdue, which is going on right now. But we will talk a lot more about this Kentucky loss. Marvin and Andrea, back over to you guys.